Everyone, it's Monica. I am here to tell you guys how to use the OmniTrack system. This is an IVG. I know we have two different kinds. We have the IVG and the MCP50. The only difference is that the MCP50 doesn't have these buttons down here and maybe looks a little different. But we're going to go over it, and I'm going to show you how to help yourself out there on the road if something happens, okay? All right, so first we're going to go here to the driver login, okay? If this word active is not next to your name, then that means that you are not the active driver. And if there's two of you in the truck, that means that you're going to drive on your co-driver's time if the word active is next to their name. So very, very important for you to come to this screen when you change from one driver to another, and come here and hit change, and then put in the username and the password. And or if you're going on home time, log out of your system. Super, super important, guys. If you don't do that, then that means that a mechanic's going to come and get your truck, and he's going to drive it, and guess what? You now have drive time because you didn't log out of your system. Very important to log out. Do this, please. When you come to work, username and password is your driver code. It's right here. So make sure that you put that in. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the home screen, and we're going to go here to the hours of service. All right.
8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
And there she is. We love to hear her voice, don't we, guys? And gals. All right, make sure your duty status change, that it is correct. Look right here for status to know where your what your status is currently, okay? Also, look right here. See this EDT? If you do not have that next to your name, you are not running on Eastern Time. So please make sure that that is here, showing that you are running on Eastern Standard Time. Here in just a little bit, I'll show you how to go in and change it if it's not. Here's going to show hours to be gained. That is how many hours you will gain at midnight in the morning. Okay? That's how many hours you'll gain at midnight the next day. So in other words, today is Thursday. So you will gain back this Friday morning on the hours to be gained. And on Saturday morning, you will gain back this number. All right. So just use that as an example with today being Thursday. Number of miles you've driven for the day, duration that you've driven, and unfortunately you guys don't have any exemptions, so you got to follow all the rules, okay? If you need to change your duty status, hit change, okay? Oh, there we go. See, even I have problems with it. Here is your off duty. Under off duty, you have personal conveyance. Please do not misunderstand how to use personal conveyance. This is for personal use only, okay? If you use personal conveyance and you don't use it the right way, then, well, you could get in trouble with that. DOT does not like to see things like that. But if you're changing your duty status, so say I am going to change to off duty. Right here, you're going to hit the down arrow button. You're going to click on off duty. Make sure that it's here. Make your keyboard go away. And then you can hit OK. All right. Well, eventually. There we go. Now my duty status changed to off duty. That's awesome. Now, the remarks section, if you are going from one thing to another, you can say, okay, I was off duty and I'm still off duty, but I'm doing something different. Or if this was an on duty, I was fueling and then I want to change it to something else, like I was doing my pre-trip or whatever. Okay. So you can always change that here under just doing remarks without actually changing your duty status. So we're going to hit cancel because we're not going to change anything here. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, and if you need access to your keyboard on the IVG, it's right here, and then you can get your keyboard to pop up if you need it. All right, summary. here on your summary, this is going to show how many hours you have towards your 8, 11, 14, and 70. Remember, you're never going to have more than 8 hours because you have to take a 30-minute break. So very, very important that you remember that. Don't forget to take your 30-minute break before you get to that 8th hour, before that time is up, okay? 11, 14, 70. That's all listed right here, and it's going to tell you exactly where you stand and how many hours you have left on this clock here. How many hours are available. Here on the graph, I'm going to show your graph here where you had sleeper berth and you have your on-duty time. So if you like to look at it from a graph standpoint, just to see what you got going on, then you can always use this thing here. You can look at your remarks. You can look at your previous day. You can look at your, got a message. You can look at your previous day, next day, whichever one you want to look at, okay? Here is your day log, and it's going to show what you've done for the day. If you hit this arrow button over here, it'll show what you did yesterday. If I can get it to work, there we go. Oops, I went back 2 days. But you'll see what you did on that day. And if you want to go back, then just hit that arrow and you'll go back. Okay? Comments right here. See this? You got to make sure you're putting something in your comment section. If you happen to go in and change your duty status because you accidentally left yourself on duty, you got to make sure, and I'll show you where that's at in just a minute. You got to make sure that you put something in this comment section. This is what DOT is looking at. All this information here is all DOT, and you have got to be able to show that you're doing this, okay? E-rods, inspector, header. This is all information that the DOT officer can and should be looking at if they're pulling you in to do a inspection out on the road, okay? Now, your 8-day log. Here's your 8 days. Here's what you've done in the past 8 days. If you want to pre-plan for like your next load or your next couple of loads or something like that, then you can always look back here to say, okay, I'm going to be gaining these hours back. And this is what you would gain back at midnight, with today being Thursday. This is what you'll gain back on midnight on Friday morning. Okay, this one right here. So in less than 24 hours. So here will be the next day, the next day, the next day. So you can always calculate. You can go back, all the way to today's date and calculate how many hours you're going to be gaining back. If you need to look at your vehicle information, you hit this button. Log request, if you need to request your logs for whatever reason, you hit this. And then fax and email. This one right here is for the DOT officer. If the DOT officer wants to see your e-logs, then all you have to do is click this button, get his email or fax number, and send it over. And it will actually send over your information on the grid. Certify here. This is where you're going to go. Make sure you do not certify your logs. See this checkbox right here? I've already certified. If you want to make changes, you are not going to be able to make changes if you certify. So I can't go in here and tap it and get the edit button to light up. So make sure you do not certify. Don't hit this button until you're 100% sure that all of this is correct, okay? Not that I mind you guys calling, but I just want you guys to be able to do it yourselves, okay? So y'all call anytime you want to. I'm always here for you. But this is just a quick and easy way for you to be able to fix your logs. And of course, you can't fix drive time or personal conveyance or anything like that. But anything that's on duty, off duty, sleeper berth, all those times you can fix yourself, okay? Sorry, the QC keeps sliding down. Load information is here. Make sure that there's something listed here in the load information. If not, then you need to enter it there by entering new load. Okay, so you got to fill all this information in here, And again, if you don't fill it in and you don't put it in, of course, you're not going to have a trailer 2 or 3 unless during that day and during that trip you had a 2 or 3. So we don't pull doubles or triples, so it should just be this first one. But after you get done filling in the information, again, make your keyboard go away and then hit OK. And then once you do that, then it's going to bring you back to this screen and you're going to see that and you're going to say, okay, time for me to drive. See this green light right here? If this green light right here is not lit up and your name's listed right here, then guess what? You're not the active driver. So therefore, you need to hit your home button here and you need to go back into driver log in, log out, and you need to hit that and then go and make yourself the active person. Okay. I'm going to do another video on the macros in the messaging center. Critical event reporting. See that? If you hit this, just an FYI, we're going to call you. All right. Because this is telling us you've had something that's happened and now we're very, very concerned because we call and you don't answer the phone. We're going to send the police out to you guys. So don't hit that button by accident. All right. So we're not going to do critical event. No. All right. Unless there's an emergency. If there's an emergency, by God, please, you hit that thing. Your vehicle inspection reports. That's all here. Make sure that you're putting in your vehicle inspection report. And hit and submit. If there's no defects, put in no defects. If there's defects, put in the defects. But again, remember, your things such as damaged equipment, unless it affects the safety of your equipment, don't go on there. Your damaged equipment, those you need to put on your macro 28. And so that goes to safety, because we can look these up, but it doesn't come directly to us when you send in that report on the VIR. So super important that you do not list damaged equipment on here. All right. And remember, you list something on here, then guess what? You got to sit there until we get it fixed. So if it's not DOT, it's not one that's going to be prohibit you from driving due to safety issues, then don't put it on there. Okay. Only what's required. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the home screen and I'm going to show you a couple little things real quick here. If I can get my thing to work. All right. You see this settings right here. If your thing starts to act funny, then you can always go into calibrate and recalibrate your system. So if you hit a button over here and then it happens over here, then you got to recalibrate your system. And that's not anything I can do for you. So if you call me, I'm just going to walk you through how to do this. But make sure that you calibrate it. That way, if you hit a button here, you're hitting that button here. All right. Once you're done, then it will finish up and you'll have to hit the screen maybe. On some of them you do. Oops. I'm going to go back to the home screen because I didn't mean to. Oh, crap. Okay. Sorry. Got to do that one. All right. So, a little sucker just keeps flying all over the screen. There we go. All right. And you see how I'm having to do this? Make sure I put my finger on there and that it's calibrating to me and how I push the buttons here. All right. So, and once it's done, you're going to get this little remark up here. And all you're going to do is just hit the screen like this. And then you're going to go calibrated screen. Yay, we're all calibrated. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Sorry about that. Here is the time zone. If for some reason, I told you earlier, if you didn't have that EDT next to your name, then you want to come over here and scroll down and you want to find, oh, it's EST, sorry. If you want to find the Eastern Standard Time, and you want to make sure that that's next to your name and that that's what your system's running off of, because we are in the Eastern time zone. And then you hit apply. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the home screen, and we're going to go over to that same screen again. We're going to go into systems. This one is we're in the DIAG tab, okay? What this does is it tells you if your system's working properly. So what you're going to do is, I've got a lot of reds on mine. Normally you wouldn't, because the reason why I have a lot of reds is because I'm not actually hooked to a truck, okay? So this is just a demo. When you hit run all, you should see green checks next to everything. And if you don't, then you need to contact us and let us know. If you do, if you see any red marks, other than the one at the bottom, the one as you scroll down, the one all the way down here at the bottom, this, whatever that one is, 1587, that one is always going to be red. The rest of them should be green. So as long as you're green all the way across there, then you should be good. Okay. So when you run your run all, it takes a couple of minutes. So just be patient. You can't hit home. You can't make it go away. Once you do it, you have to wait till it goes over the entire system, because it's running a systems check. So please don't just hit home. But I'm not going to run it because like I said, it takes a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the home screen. Now, again, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do one specifically on the macros, just because I don't want the videos to be too long. If you get a little red mark up here, a little exclamation point or a red triangle, depending on which unit you have, if you get the little red exclamation point, and on the IVGs, this pretty little blue will turn a kind of a burnt red or a blood red. If you get those, give us a call and let's see what's going on with it, because I'll have you run that DIAG and make sure everything is working properly. And if not, then I will, if it's not working properly, then I'm probably going to have to send you to paper logs, but I want you to make sure you go through me first, because there's a lot of things we can do in the back end before you go to paper logs. So even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, if your logs aren't working, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure that you guys are safe out there and that you have everything that you need from a safety standpoint, whether it be equipment or whatever, okay? So you just call me and let me know if you're having issues with this machine, okay? Because this is part of our equipment. All right. Well, you guys, I appreciate you. I am so excited that I'm making this video, and I look forward to making other videos for y'all. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Safety at Kennesaw Transportation. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and put comments in there, make suggestions. If you see something that you want us to do, then I am open to all kinds of new ideas. So as long as it's realistic, then I will definitely make a video. Okay? I appreciate you. Thank you for all you do. Have a blessed day. Bye.